Good morning, welcome to our short presentation, and this is phase 4, and our topic is experimentation. This is in charge of Maria Menendez and Ángel Cifuentes. So what is experimentation? Experimentation is applying all your senses to new activities. It's also observing in repeated opportunities to determine how things work. To start with the creation of a prototype, you can begin with an idea using any type of materials based on previous observations and thinking what's needed to make the prototype. When you use materials, there is no limit to what is used in them. It all depends on your imagination. You try with some materials. If they don't work, you try some others until the prototype works. As you remember, Thomas Alva Edison tried 99 times until to get to the correct filament. Ways to prototype. It's not a matter of perfection. It focuses more in the trials that you perform in every creation that you are trying to achieve. With prototypes, we can learn, have fun, create, design, build, share, teach, imagine, and many others. Let's see some examples of prototypes. Here we have an ad. To create an ad means to think of what are you promoting, the needs of the people in the market, and how my product can fill these necessities. The ad must be enticing, appealing to the eye, and attention grasping. To create a mock-up means to come up with a design of a 3D object or environment. With this type of prototype, the exciting thing is not only building it, but also presenting it to the public or classroom. Create a role play. To create a role play means that you become a live participant of a created scenario by your mind, where you interact, use the language with others on a stage, and you convey a message to the public. So, as you can see, prototypes can go from the simplest forms, such as drawing, and go on to a design or a live activity. So the sky is the limit. Thank you.
Feedback is valuable information that will be used to make important decisions in this process. Top-performing companies are top-performing companies because they constantly search for ways to make their best even better. Feedback provides important information to improve the process. After prototyping, certain elements must be taken in account to get the most out of the comment and improve the prototype. Sharing prototypes helps to see what the prototype really matters for people and in which way it can be improved. Consider which could be the best setting and context for showing your prototype. That will give a more clear idea to your audience about the situations in which your prototype will be used. Why select feedback participants? Well, perspectives are really important. People who have followed your work along the process will have a different point of view than people that encounter your prototype for the very first time. Good feedback conversations is what you are looking for in this part. Nevertheless, they can be very spontaneous, so it might be a good idea also to create a set of questions that take into account various opinions on the same topic. Deciding the type of question according to the objective is vital. For example, open-ended questions are not quite helpful for the feedback process. Instead, use open questions that will allow more freedom to users when given their point of view and comments. The way of structuring the questions is also important. Framing your question means that you write your question in a form that encourages participants to provide constructive feedback. Even though honesty is a key element in feedback conversations, it is also important to take into account that some people might be shy and not so willing to participate in an open way. So creating a setting that promotes and encourages an open conversation will represent the success in this section. Taking into account all the details from these feedback sessions can be overwhelming and difficult to remember. That's why you must take some considerations, like finding space and time right after the sessions to share your impressions with the team. Collecting the information in these feedback sessions can also be confusing and even contradictory. That's why it's important to declutter all of your notes. Another important strategy is to evaluate the relevance of the ideas and finally to incorporate the feedback received into your concept of enrichment. Finally, it is important to identify what is needed, starting from the very specific list of materials, taking in account the funds and budget to estimate the time frames, those portions of time in which the team is going to collaborate, the people that is going to add and enrich your process, and choosing a plan of action.